So, welcome, YouTube and homeschoolers. Today I was talking to Jody about what I could share, and she said, summer is a good time to evaluate what you're doing, how to change your systems. You might talk about that. And I thought, that's a good idea. It might be boring, but it's a good idea. So what I realized I could do is I could share with you my 4 fantastic questions. Because these are the questions I've found in business and organizations and homeschooling that if you regularly go through these questions, you can almost have family meetings with these questions. Or you can use them in business with your team. And they tend to work out pretty well every time. So here's what's going on. You've got some kind of results in your homeschool. Maybe you just started, but chances are you just finished a year. And these results are swimming along and you're happy with some and unhappy with others. Well, how do you get yourself to think about how to improve things? And I would say use these 4 questions. And in my experience, after question 2, you're going to need to stop and go work on it and come back and then redo the 4 questions. So here they go. Number 1, where are we? So where are we? So in your homeschool, you want to ask, where are we? Certain grade, certain age, certain number of kids, certain amount of progress, certain amount of problem, whatever you're thinking, just answer that question as thoroughly as you can. Where are we? Then number 2, how do we know? See, this is part of the challenge. Like in doing math, we didn't like to test the kids early on, especially with our son's cerebral palsy. We were trying to avoid labeling of all kinds in their early years. But then it got to a stage when they got older that we needed to do a math test. Because even though they were doing math every day, that was great. But we need to do a test so they could learn how to test. And 2, so we would know, where are we? So somehow you've got to measure what's going on. It could be reading comprehension. It could be disposition. It could be grade level or grade readiness. There are tests out there you can use for that kind of thing. Or you can do some common sense. You can see, peers, how they're doing. Chances are if they're reading steadily, doing math steadily, and writing steadily, they're going to be ahead of most of their peers. So that's not always a good measure. But that's the second question. Number 1, where are we? Number 2, how do we know? You got to figure out a way to measure that. Number 3, how did we get here? And that's where you want to think through the whole story. We got this curriculum, we did this thing, we have this schedule, etc. And it's going to be a story. You want to even be able to express this story out loud. How did we get to this certain result? Not saying the result's good or bad, but just understand the story. So if I wanted to get your results, I'd probably copy your method. I'd probably do your steps in the order you do them. Do it this way. And so in understanding that story, it allows you to use the 4th question. And the 4th question is, how can we improve? So once you know the story, you go, how can we improve? You could do this with anything. You can do it with having friends over for a meal. Where are we? Having friends over. And they, well, let's just say a recipe. They enjoyed the meal. Really? How do you know? Well, they compliment it and they ask for seconds or thirds, right? Great. And how do we get there? Well, I followed the recipe from New York City, blah, 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 and we did this and this. And how can we improve? Oh, I did get it out a little late. It was a little cool. It was a little soupy. Maybe it needs a little more heat. Maybe I need parsley instead of cilantro for decoration. I don't know. But going through that process every time, those 4 questions can change everything. So I want to wish you luck with it. Hope you enjoy it. Just one more time, right? Number 1, where are we? Number 2, how do we know? Number 3, how did we get here? And number 4, how can we improve? Those are Fred's 4 fantastic questions, and hope you enjoy them. By the way, pass this along and subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're going to keep coming out, in fact, increasing videos like this. Hope it's a help. Bless you.